I call this board meeting to order of the Lincoln County Board of Education, meeting on Tuesday, February 25th at the board's office. Before we get into the meeting, I'll ask Robert Marcel if he would lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
There's a meeting of Lincoln County Board of Education in public for the purpose of conducting the county school system's business. There's a time for public participation during the meeting as indicated in the agenda item. This meeting is being live streamed and a video copy of the meeting will be on the board's website within 5 working days. So we'll move on to agenda item number 2, public comment. I don't believe we had anybody sign up. Okay, so we'll move on to agenda item 3, which is Steve Gaines, and he's going to be giving us a report on his birthday. Happy 50th birthday, Mr. Gaines.
50?
Yeah.
I wish I was 50.
All right. I thought it was 20 now.
There you go. You get a bonus point for that.
Yes,
We
it's
appreciate
true.
you coming out here and doing this on your birthday.
So dedicated, Mr.
Happy
Gaines.
Yes.
My wife is not very happy. It's all right.
Well, she can fix it for you tomorrow. You can be.
She
one
better
day.
fix something tonight.
Oh,
Tomorrow.
fuss at her.
I will never fuss at my wife.
No.
So I'm going to give you a quick snapshot of the New Teacher Academy. Before I do so, if you look on the second page, I'm going to make some references to APL, Instructional Strategies. This is just a snapshot of what APL is. It was named after 3 educators about 50 years ago. If you need a more comprehensive understanding of APL, Mr. Davis is our resident expert, and he can give you a good 3-hour presentation on APL. But for this, we're just going to kind of go through the process. So we started this New Teacher Academy about 4 years ago. We meet once a month, 4 to 5 o'clock here at the board office. We try to do it for 1 hour. We understand that the teachers are exhausted after they come with a hard day's work. So we try to get them in here and out in an hour, give them the information and send them on their way. So of course, we gave them a stipend. Right now, we have about 13 New Teacher Academy candidates, and these include new teachers, long-term subs, and alternative certification candidates. So anyone who needs a refresher, they're more than welcome to attend. So we send that out to pretty much everyone. So before each New Teacher Academy, we have a leadership team meeting before that, and we kind of go over some topics that they might be interested in. We want to give them relevant information. We don't want to bog them down with minutia or just stuff that they're not going to use like instantaneously. So we come up with new ideas and new ways to present things that they can use directly into the classroom. So our first new teacher orientation was in August. We sent them here in the board office. We had our leadership team and our support staff provide them with contact information. We had tables set up, and it was very, very good for new teachers. They had tons of questions. They had questions about their benefits, finance, payroll. Mr. Lucas was down there. Email logins was a big thing. No one knew how to get their emails going. Schoology passwords, technology equipment, how to get their laptops, how to get their iPads going. We had our union representatives there. And we also had our Safe Schools table, which no one likes. They all hate it. But we do it. You'll get that. Our first session was in October. That was more focused on APL and Schoology. I created a course on Schoology. It's a self-paced course that they work on all year long. They work on it after school hours, and we pay them a stipend for that. But it's self-paced. It's probably about a good 20 hours of work, but it's due June 1st, so they have plenty of time to get it done. We just kind of stress the importance of getting on it once in a while, looking at the coursework, and try to find some new strategies that they can implement as soon as possible. So whatever they can use in the classroom, we try to give it to them. Like I said, we don't want to waste their time on things that aren't proven or haven't worked in the past. Our next session was in November. I think Mr. Davis did that one, to stress the importance of teacher attendance. We want to make sure they come to work every day. As you all know, they are role models. If they're there every day, They expect kids to be there every day. Everything kind of works out just fine. The next session was in December. We did Weebus and Schoology tips with Mr. Hoover and Ms. Atkins. That was a great session. Teachers need to understand how Weebus works. I won't bore you with how Weebus works. It's a complex system. Teachers kind of struggle sometimes unless they have a good professional development for that. We didn't have anything in January because we didn't have school in January. So our last session was in February. We did classroom management with APL styles and strategies with Mr. Davis and Mr. Miller. Going forward, we have some future topics that we want to kind of work on, and this can change as the year progresses, like including data-driven instruction, teaching content standards, which are very important as the geared towards the GSA test in May. Sometimes our teachers kind of forget that the test is based on the standards. So we tell them to teach to the standards. Next, technology integration, and probably most important one, self-care and burnout. As the year progresses and ends, we got to make sure these teachers are surviving and thriving in Lincoln County schools because we want them back next year. It'd be awful for us to lose anybody to the workforce or to a different county. So we try to make things as easy and stress-free as possible. Fun is pretty much what they need. Some fun activities, support services that we give them pretty much on a daily basis. So anything we kind of keep them here in Lincoln County, that's kind of our mandate. So that's the Teacher Academy in a nutshell. You have any questions?
So one question I have is how many, I see you have sessions on here. You had your first session, second session, and you didn't meet in January, as you said. What is there, like a graduation? Is there a session? I mean, is there kind of, how many sessions is a new teacher supposed to attend?
There is not a set number. We understand that they can't be there every time. They have families.
Yeah.
It's not mandated. It's highly encouraged. We don't have a graduation ceremony. That might be something we can.
Well, I didn't know. I just
Yeah,
curious. I mean,
yeah, that's a good idea. We never really had like you have completed the ceremony. We just kind of take the sign-in sheet, attendance sheet, and put it in their personnel file. So, but that's a good idea. We can try something like that.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
a way of, hey, you've
Yeah.
done these. And even if it maybe takes longer than a year for them
Yeah.
to complete all the 8 sessions or whatever, because maybe they couldn't make it
Yeah.
last month, but 3 months from now they could make. Anyways, I think that's a good.
Yeah, and we do it every year. So like we have some people who come back the following year. So sessions are kind of different every year. So like I said, we encourage anyone who wants a refresher to come back. That is a nightmare for new teachers.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a nightmare for new.
It's a nightmare
Yeah.
for everybody, I
How
can
long-
tell
How
you.
long have we been doing this program?
We started at 2021.
How are we doing as far as like with teacher retention that goes through this program? Is it-
Do they
I-
stay?
We have a very good rate of teachers coming back. We don't lose many teachers. We lose them to retirement, but we don't lose them that many to different school systems or they just leave the profession. So I think we're doing a pretty good job
I
on
mean,
that.
we need to keep all we can, given the lack of
Yeah.
Yeah.
certified teachers.
Yeah.
I mean, especially in the area that, so that's good. That's good.
And our biggest thing right now is the alternative certification pathway where non-certified individuals can get their certification in different areas. So we encourage that as much as possible. So the more teachers we bring in that program, the better we are.
Piggybacking on what Mr. Gaines said, Mr. Davis and Ms. Atkins are actually attending a career fair at Marshall tomorrow to try to recruit some new teachers into our midst there. And so there'll be some good things that are going on with this new teacher academy, because sometimes it's really full, especially if they see something out there, and we encourage them too, and Mr. Gaines encourages them that if there's a topic they want to see, that they feel like they need more attention to let him know, and we'll set something up for that. So I think that's a good process as well. And it's been a good program. Mr. Gaines does a good job with this.
And those career fairs, if you've never been to one of those things, you got to go. We're selling our school district. So I go sometimes, Mr. Davis goes sometimes, Ms. Atkins goes. It's all about selling the program. And we're in competition with, like, tomorrow, Logan County is right next to those guys. So they're going to have to beat out Logan County or Kanawha County or Putnam County. It's all in the salesmanship. So we try to have a good time there. We try to make sure we not too serious about things, try to maybe as inviting as possible, but If you don't sell the brand, and this is our brand, I mean, you won't have any new teachers coming in. So we have about 4 or 5 a year. Mr. Davis does a great job. Ms. Atkins, myself, we all kind of just pitch in and do our best salesmanship effort we can.
For those job fair held at.
Marshall, yeah.
Sure.
we have one in Marshall tomorrow. We have 2 next month, one at State, one at UC, and then we have one at Fairmont. So, and then we'll have one at probably WVU.
Yeah, the ones around, around us are really the important ones because they'll drive out to here.
Oh, yeah.
To Lincoln
A
County.
lot of these people.
Yes. Yeah, and that's the best time. Yeah.
Yep.
They have that on their mind that's fresh to them and they know some of the people here in the county.
And the colleges do a good job preparing these students because they'll come and ask very good questions.
Mhm.
It's not like what's going on. They'll ask specific questions about what are your benefits?
Yeah.
How much you pay, just stuff like that. So
What's the enrollment of the school?
yeah, what kind of kids do you have?
Yeah.
So they all ask very good questions. And like I said, it's our job to sell the brand.
Yeah.
And we,
Sometimes they, what the message you try to get across to these new recruits too is if you compare county to county salary schedules, it may seem a little bit skewed, but like Mr. Gaines said, we pay stipends for, which kind of levels the playing field.
good.
Thank you, Mr. Gaines. Good
Mr.
job.
Gaines, maybe you can schedule Mr. Davis's 3-hour seminar on his birthday to.
Sounds good.
Let's scale up. a
His
little bit
birthday's
for you.
coming up, so make sure he presents here for APL for about an hour or so.
You get your revenge that way.
You mind if I leave? I need to go home.
Happy
All right.
birthday.
Are we good?
Oh, yeah. Happy birthday. Be careful.
So, moving on to administrative, agenda item number 4, administrative. I know, looking through here, we're going to, separate, make a motion to separate item B and table it until, Mr. Bell, the president, board president, can be with us, and discuss. We put this on the agenda so that we could, come up with a date to, have this meeting, but we're gonna wait until he's here.
He's
with us.
able to
If he's
come.
with us present, we can talk with him, and we also brought up, anyways, until he can get with us and get a better date.
Jeremy, is that something that has to go beyond it, on the agenda, discuss further, or is it something we can just kind of get together and just, hey, this would be a good date?
I think it has to be on the agenda to set a date. I understand.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to separate item B or to table it. Sorry.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Do we have a lot of discussion we're gonna have to do about reviewing athletics?
We'll get in the weeds of it, after we get back and the date set and all that. good stuff.
Okay.
Motion by Cartwright, second by Mosteller to, table item B of the administrative section. So we'll take up all other items. Is there any discussion?
They gonna have a weight room over at Guyan Valley after this old one's gonna be torn down?
They have their current locker room. This is
Uh-huh.
the one, the old building that's across from Pleasant View.
Yes,
It's dilapidated.
yes.
It just needs to come down and we've made arrangements with Guyan Valley to go in and look at any equipment they want out of it, any of the weights, anything like that. Once they've got everything they have out of it, then we'll have the other schools see what
See what they want.
But this is and that's a nice concrete pad that it'll be on over there and it's torn down to the pad. They could put an outdoor basketball court over there, about anything that you want to do with it in order to utilize that space better than what it is right now.
And the school itself will be probably doing the most of it.
No, this will be an outside company. that's gonna
Oh,
do it.
okay. That's what I mean though, they'll kind of design it and that kind of thing.
Well,
Help to design.
there's not really design. They're just handling that old building, cleaning the concrete.
Oh,
pad.
okay.
Let me back up. We had, the motion by Cartwright and the second by Mosteller. All in favor to table item B of the administrative section, say aye.
Aye,
Aye. Okay, so 4-0 vote, we're tabling item,
we're doing good.
B from the administrative section.
Mhm.
Now, all other items, if I could, have a motion.
Make a motion, we accept administrative items.
I'll second.
Cartwright, all in favor?
Aye.
4-0. Moving on to agenda item 5, finance. Is there any discussion? There's no discussion. I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve finance.
Second.
Okay, motion by Cartwright, second Mosteller, all in favor?
Aye.
4-0 carries. Moving on to item 6, personnel. There any discussion on personnel? That's the blue sheet.
Yeah, give us a minute just to look over that.
Yes, if you don't mind.
Is Brittany Justice already an employee here or is just moving up as coordinator?
She is not.
She's a new hire.
Right.
We didn't have anybody in that position?
No, the person resigned that position,
Okay, who did have it?
Charles Curry.
Okay. So Chuck's not with us anymore.
That's correct.
Okay.
Any further discussion?
Move to approve finance.
No,
Person.
Cartwright, motion.
I'll second.
Mosteller seconds. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Passes 4-0. Moving on to agenda item 7, superintendent updates.
just a couple of items, Mrs. Shortridge and her, team are starting what we call data dives, tomorrow, I believe it's tomorrow, or Thursday, it's Thursday. Starting data dives with, the principals. She'll meet with the principal individually, she and her team for about an hour. And they'll go over their latest data and, work with them to help to understand what their data is telling them and how to address student needs based on what it's telling them. So she'll start that with each, and they'll do that individually, so that gives them a little better time and a little more time to get into the meat and potatoes of what their school actually needs and how we can address it.
Now, will they be doing county data and school
They're
data?
doing school data first. She'll
Uh-huh.
present county data
Uh-huh.
to us.
Okay, so they don't do the county data with the school level
They just do
employees?
their school.
Okay,
There's no need.
so there's no way they can see what the county's doing and what their own school's doing
Well,
at that same day?
no, they can't understand what the county's doing until they understand what they're doing.
Yeah, but I just thought that might be something we might want to look at later on because
Well, they'll get an apples to apples comparison, but they need to dig into their data.
yeah, and they also need to dig into the county data.
Well, okay.
I
They
think
will,
so.
but you can't.
Yeah, I think so. I think you need to get into the county data too.
So who's doing these data dives? I know you said the, okay, okay.
Her team.
So the curriculum director, yeah, curriculum director.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
And the only other thing was a Duval update. Got some pictures back from them yesterday. It's awfully muddy to try to go up on the site, but got some pictures back with them, and they have, there's about 6 row of block laid around on, some of the outside perimeters. And it said, and it looks like we're gonna be blessed with some good weather for a couple of weeks. We'll start seeing steel come up before long. I'm excited about that. So that's where we are on that project at this point, and, we're thrilled to see it starting to take shape.
Yeah, that's great. Blocks being white, that's a good sign. Well, yeah, nothing else. We'll move on to agenda item 8, adjourn until Tuesday, March 4th, 2025 at 6 PM at the central office in Hamlin. Do we no. Good. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll second.
Motion by Mosteller, second by Miss Dr. Burns, and all in favor?
Aye.
Carries 4-0. And the time is 6:19.
Is this a